Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is your Grandpa Casey. I am going to do a test. I needed a tablet because every time I'm using my streaming cameras, I had to hook it up to my phone, which means my phone was inaccessible when I wanted to use it. So I decided to get a tablet. But I don't want to spend $800, $900 for a tablet. So I found this Samsung A9+5G, which hooks up to also as a phone itself, for less than $200. In fact, I got it for such a deal on it. We'll talk about it later. And I hooked it up and I've tested it for use to be able to hook up my streaming cameras. Let's go over that now. It is pretty cool. So what I'm talking about is the Samsung A9 A+. Also comes in the A9 plus 5G. It's available for less than $200 on sale with all the back to school sales now. And this thing is super cool. And you can see I put it in a great case, but we're going to get into that later. If any of you have a streaming camera or are considering buying one, they normally have apps that can hook up to the iPad, iPhone, your cell phone, or to a tablet. And there are a couple of low-end tablets, low-cost tablets, I shouldn't say low-end, that do a great job in doing this. So what I wanted to find was a tablet that, number one, was less than $200. Number two, that I could hook up all the apps to it. And not having to have my phone tied up when I was doing a recording wherever I was. And I did. And I hooked it up. You can see this is from their webpage. Happens to be I'm showing you right now the Nearstream V33. I did a full review on that, so look into that. And I needed to be able to show all three screens. I needed to be able to do all the functions and be able to have the versatility. Because one of the things I needed, okay, when you're a content creator with me and you do all these different shows like I do, wherever I'm going, like, in a couple of weeks I'm going to Ocala Comic-Con, then we're going to TFCon, then we're going to RetroCon or Comic-Con and all these different functions. And I hook up my streaming cameras and I'm able to connect. But sometimes when I'm using them, the Wi-Fi that's at the location is poor, and I can't stream it. Now I can record to my card, but I also wanted the ability that if I did want to stream it, how could I do that? Well, either I use my cell phone and tie it up, or I use a tablet, which is a better way to go. Because by getting a Samsung A9 Plus and hooking it up to my cellular service, I could connect it to my cameras and then be close enough that I make sure I got a good signal and be able to live stream in any situation where the Wi-Fi was weak or whatever it was that I was doing and not have to worry about it. Let me show you the test I did with the A9 and then we'll get into the specs. Right now I'm live streaming to my channel on private so no one else can see this but you, me. And all the functionality that came with it. And that's the beauty of it. And of course, all the functionality that comes with it. At the same time, you have all the functionality that you're using whatever streaming camera you happen to be using. I'm using a Nearstream at the moment. But the beauty, of course, is I'm not limited to my phone. One of the problems I have found with streaming cameras is that when you have a phone, you basically just lost all your use of your phone because you're live streaming. But by having a tablet, which also has 5G, I still can do everything else and be able to use my phone. So the test was, of course, that I use a Samsung A9 plus 5G hooked up and using either the internet or the 5G. And one of the reasons why you want functionality like this, of course, many times I've gone to churches and the internet, they've got very slow internet. Or because of the structure, I can't really get the cameras to work. Whereas with this, I can set this up outside the church itself, and then bring the cameras inside, set them up, and bring the tablet right by the doorway, so that if I can still use the 5G inside of the tablet to be able to live stream. This is an alternate function to be able to do this. But one of the things, like I said, that using a Samsung A9 tablet plus 5G is an alternate. Now there are, of course, other brands that are less expensive. You can pick up the Samsung 5G. I picked up this one here on sale at the AT&T store where I picked it up. It was $209, and they had $100 off sale. And if I did some other things, so the total cost of the tablet came out to be $25 with all the different incentives that happened to be going on because it was back to school week and all that. So this is an alternate to be able to use in the future instead of having to use your phone, whatever phone you happen to be using. And the screen quality, of course, on this is not as high as like a Samsung S24, but it is excellent still quality. I'm able to see perfectly. I'm able to see all three images. I can do all the control, and the processing here is handling it very well. Anyway, let's go back to the video. I'm going to stop the stream now and get back. As you can see, I was able to use it for live streaming to YouTube without any problems. The model comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM built in and 64 gigabytes of RAM. You can expand that RAM using the SD card on the inside. I put a 256 in there, which means not only was I able to go in and live stream, but I was able to record on the particular device, at the same time recording directly onto the tablet. So later on I could take that video and edit it and work on it and do all the things that I wanted to do. Now the Samsung A9 Plus is not your high-end tablet, but it is a great tablet. It's got a Quantum Snapdragon 695. You can open multiple apps, and that was one of the greatest thing about it is I can now see what I'm doing, because yes, I have a great Samsung S24 and it has a powerful processor, but what I needed to do is be able to open all these files and be able to do all these things all at the same time, which I was able to do. It has 4 speakers. It only has a TFT screen, but that's great. You know, it's not an OLED screen like you have on the high-end Samsung models for $800, $900, $1,000. But it is still great. And it's still great is because when I bring it back, I can still do the functions on a tablet when I'm not using it for streaming. And when the grandkids come over, I can still give it to them and have them play with it. So no, it is an all-around win-win-win. If I haven't said so already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will leave you the links for the Samsung on Amazon and the case that I happen to be showing you. I hope this information has been great for you. Check out my other videos. I did review the Nearstream VM33 and several other items. I'm also going to be doing a review of the EMEET live streaming camera very shortly. So check them out. Put your thoughts in the comments. I read them all the time. I like to know what you thought about this particular unit. Did it work for you? How much RAM did you add to it? How much SD RAM did you add to it? And let me know your thoughts. Until next time, this is your Grandpa KC. You have a marvelous day.